Hammerfall, Fortnite Ballistic's first new map since the mode launched. Yes guys, we're finally getting to see what our next map is. In this video, we're going to discuss the new map and how it could look and feel, some adjustments that have been implemented into Ballistic, and some other cool things that we can expect to come from Ballistic soon. If you want Ballistic news, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we're trying to hit 5,000 subs before the end of the year. If you watched my last short video confirming that we are getting new maps for Ballistic soon, 2 to be exact, now we actually can see what one of these maps are and what it looks like, at least from the outside. Introducing Hammerfall, the newest map in Ballistic. It honestly looks straight out of Chapter 4, and I actually love that. It reminds me a lot of the Citadel. Based on the one picture we have of the map as of making this video, it doesn't seem to be a gigantic map, but it is roughly the same size as Skyline 10. I do want to note that we do have to remember this map won't be fully polished when it releases. As they said in their last blog post, this is going to be a shell map at first. What that means is the actual map lacks details that polish the map like Skyline 10. It will be pretty basic at first, but once they receive more feedback from the players, they will polish it to the point where it matches the detail of Skyline 10. The map will be released on April 8th in the next Fortnite update. What do you guys think of Hammerfall? Let me know in the comments, as I'm really interested to hear what the community thinks about this map. As always, there are bounce and economy changes. I feel like that's all we've gotten so far with Ballistic, with the exception of the addition of the drum gun, but that's besides the point. Speaking of the drum gun, we actually received an economy adjustment for it. The drum gun is now 3,200 credits, reduced from the 3,500. The Nemesis AR cost increased from 2,500 credits to 2,700. Also receiving the same credit increase is our beloved Striker AR. They finally caught on that it's the best gun in Ballistic. The only other economy change was the Reaper Sniper Rifle actually getting another discount, going from 4,700 credits to 4,500. Getting into the bounce changes, we're starting off with the shotguns once again. They seem to keep pushing people to use them more. I'll admit, they actually aren't that bad. I've been using them a bit more myself, and I think the plays you can make with them really aren't that bad once you learn how they work. Starting with the hammer pump shotgun though, the fire rate was slightly increased and the point blank damage was significantly increased. Essentially, if you're right in front of the enemy, you can most likely one-tap them. The Frenzy Auto Shotgun also had its point blank damage increase and the mid-range damage increased. The Thunderburst SMG has also been buffed with a slight damage increase and the fire rate being slightly increased. An underrated beginning round weapon if you ask me. The only other change was actually to the Striker AR. Unfortunately, it was nerfed, but it makes sense since it dominates the meta. They have reduced the range at which the damage fall off begins. That's all for the bounce and economy changes. Let's get into some of the more fun stuff, including news on new weapons coming to Ballistic. In the last video, I mentioned that the Ballistic team wanted feedback from the Ballistic community. Well, they received the feedback and have concluded that the majority of responses include people wanting new maps, who would have thought, new weapons and gadgets, additional starter pistol options, better ways to deal with AFK players, new or additional customization options for the HUD settings, and more efficient inventory management. I'm personally really excited that they mentioned new starter pistols. I mentioned that in one of my first Ballistic videos, and I think that is an absolute must for the mode to thrive. Of course, in the next paragraph of the blog post, they state that they have new maps, weapons, and gadgets in the works. That doesn't surprise me, but I do wish we could get them a little more frequently. Like I said earlier, the only real update we've had since the mode released back in December was the addition of the drum gun. Thankfully, that does change with a new map in the next week. Additionally, they mention new weapons will be added to Ballistic, which will include pistols available for purchase in the starting round. As exciting as that is, I do hope they include other starter weapons such as shotguns. We can do more than just pistols, but at least more pistols is a start. One of the bigger additions coming to Ballistic in the early summer is the option to surrender. That is a huge thing, as simple as that sounds. The amount of times I've had teams leave mid-match, AFK players, or people just messing around have made me so frustrated that I wish I could just surrender. Sadly, as bad as this sounds, leaving the game is the only viable option as of right now, as much as it sucks. The only other major things they mentioned was they wanted to work on the HUD with the given feedback from the community. They don't currently have any solid plans, but do mention that they are actively working on a change to better show who has the Rift Point device on your team. The other priority being they are continuing to hone in on the first person experience in Ballistic. The last thing I want to mention was the bug and gameplay fixes that released with the current Ballistic update. I'll show you the gameplay changes here if you want to pause the video and read through them. It's mostly some minor changes with the gadgets. Also posted here are all the visual and other issues they fixed with the last update if you want to pause the video and read through those as well. So in conclusion, we are finally getting our first new ballistic map in the next Fortnite update. Hammerfall looks to be an awesome map, and I'm excited to get to play it. If you guys have any ideas on how the map might look and play, let me know in the comments below, as I'm interested in reading those. Make sure to use code TwistedYeti in the item shop to support the channel, and thank you to our members for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.